Okay, sorry about that, Jess. Unfortunately, the audio just bombed out, so we'll try again, shall we? This is clip 2 of your test animations, and it looks to me like, for the most part, it's pretty good, but the biggest issue I have is this bit, just here on the elbow. That just needs, obviously, a very clearer transition there, rather than a very spiky sort of cut-off point. But other than that, within this animation, it's a great test, because you've got some great movement when you've got swimming action. So well done on that. We'll have a look at the third clip, because I want to give it a full look through this set of animations you've done. Let's see what we've got. Well, apart from the face and the things we mentioned before, like the elbow and slightly around here in the underarms, I think it's more this one. Everything's pretty good. It just looks like these arms are a little bit weird, elongated, and that face obviously not working too well. I think what's happened with the face is I think you've not attached the skin modifier to the eyes, teeth, the tongue, and so on. That's one way that you could have drawn them back in line with the head bone, or you could have used the select and link tool, select and link them directly to the head bone. That would have worked also. But that said, it's a decent test. You've done a pretty good job of the zombie character. Just lacks that final bit of refinement, I think. Okay, so the next thing we're going to have a look at is the soft body dynamics work that you're working on, Jess, with this. So we'll just have a quick peep at that. I think it's a good one to pick, the soft body one. Actually, of the two, I would have picked soft body. I think it's the more challenging, but I think it's the more rewarding personally. But there we go. So good choice. Okay, so we'll have a look through all of them. So it looks like you've got a further one on the leg as well, which is possibly the more successful of them, actually. We'll go through all of them, and then I'll give you some critique. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you put that shot in, actually, because in this view, the side view, it wasn't very clear how much wobble there was. But in this view, we get a lot of an indication of the side-to-side wobble of the tail. So I'm glad you put that in. I'm guessing this is probably some sort of three-quarter view, is it, or front view? I don't know. Let me try again. Click 3. Yeah, good idea. Put a close-up in of this extra section. Yeah, it's great that you've had a go at doing the third one, because I think it just shows that you're trying to take on board the tuition you've had and make it work for you. So that's a smart thing to do. Okay, so let's go back through these. I think this is certainly the most successful view in terms of being able to see that tail. So we'll see what we've got there. That's pretty good. It does look like the wobble of this tail kind of almost stops about here rather than kind of falls off. So it's a shame that that happens, and I think that's probably also borne up here. We certainly get some up here. But let me just see that back through again. No, I don't think it does. I think it does. I think it does wobble up there. I think it's okay. It's maybe just a viewport that we've got. The one critique I would offer, though, of the tail section is this part here. I would expect to be the loosest. It's got the most sort of loose skin, the most muscle mass perhaps in there. So on the tail, I think there'd be less wobble here, and you get more and more and more as we get further along the tail towards the torso of the figure. Right, the neck area, I'm really struggling to see much wobble there. So I don't know if that's something that you've done or not, but I really am struggling to say. There's something going on there, but it just seems to stop dead. I think something like this, it would have been useful to see a close-up view, maybe a front-on view, slight three-quarter view just of the head area. But that said, you have done the extra, which is the leg. And certainly going to be plenty of marks for that, which you've done a good job of. I think probably what I would have done is isolated it more towards where the muscle masses would be. So you'd expect to be a muscle to be sort of here, like a thigh type muscle, and maybe something at the back where there'd be looser skin. Maybe it's as separate bits. At the moment, it just looks like it all sort of wobbles together, and a bit of this wobbles and a bit of that wobbles. A bit more isolation of that would have been good. That said, well done. Well done. It takes somebody doing that one. You did a good job of it. So let's move on to the facial recordings. So we'll have a look at the facial bones setup that you've got here. I'll just make sure we can see it in my view. Okay, I'll play it through again. Good four-way control. It's a shame that we've got some of the shoulders moving with that jaw, because then that just removes some of the flexibility that you're going to have with that setup. Got the eyebrows, you've got the nostrils in there. Yep, I'm pleased with that. Just tidy up this area. That shouldn't be moving with it. Okay, so let's have a look at your screen recording with that one as well, the facial bone screen recording. I'll just shrink that just a touch. You can see even more in evidence there. Good control system setup though, looks good. Good four-way controller, something I want you to try, so that's good. Oh, I just jumped ahead, sorry. That certainly does work. Controls for the mouth. One for that as well. I'm guessing that seems like it does quite a lot of stuff. Okay, that's a good setup. The only thing I might say if I was going to offer some critique is think carefully about whether you need a four-way controller for some of these. The mouth, yes you do. I don't think for the brows up and down you need a four-way. You could have just got away with a two-way controller up and down. And then maybe the mouth sort of puckering up, you would have just had just a left and right, sorry, control. You didn't need it to have all this space of four-way, just to tidy things up maybe. Or maybe you could have made it a four-way controller. Left and right controls the mouth, up and down does control the brows, maybe. I think you would have lost flexibility in your control system if you'd have done that. But that said, it functions. It does what it needs to do, so well done. Right, so let's have a look at your morph targets. We'll have a look at the screen recording first. That functions well. You've isolated that movement to the area that you wanted. Again, that's good. Put them both together, very good. The only thing I would say is, with something like this, it's not letting me control it anymore, just 1 second, is decide whether you really do want it to be controlling like the nostril at the other side, because that's what this seems to do when you move it. It's controlling that. Now that does therefore have an impact on what the other controller does. But that said, it's good. You've isolated the left and the right, which is good. Then you've got an overarching one for an upper lip, which is good. And I would say you've done plenty as well. I think the brief says that you do minimum of 5, so you've gone above and beyond. That one you need to be careful of. I think it's probably too exaggerated. I think it's probably pulling the end of the nose a little bit too far down. Yeah, that looks good. Yep, it's good. I like the fact that you brought the brows down and pulled the nostrils out a bit, which is good. Yep, good individual controls for those. They both work together, I'm guessing. Yep, good, good. Oh, what's this mouth closed one, dude? I missed that one. Oh, eyes closed. What am I talking about? Eyes closed. Yeah, very good. Eyes closed could be tough to get to work properly, so that's good. Right, let's have a look. So we just need to have a look at your morph targets render. And I think we are done, other than your research. So we'll have a quick look. Yeah, everything functions well together. Now clearly some of these you wouldn't want them to work together, so you probably wouldn't want to do, I don't know, upper lip, right and left, and then maybe upper lip as well. That might cause some strange curls and things, but you've got the flexibility in your rig there. Well done, good work. Okay, so your research work, I think, was this one, and I think it's excellent. There's a lot of work in this. I'm so pleased that you've gone down the route of kind of annotating as you go along, kind of discussing what you're doing. It shows that you're starting to understand it's something you can come back to and reflect upon. I'm pleased that you got the web links in there. These are good screenshots, which mean you can refer directly to your own work, and you can draw parallels between what you're doing in terms of research and how it's influenced your work. So that's good. I'm pleased that you've done something for each of the submission points as well. It's not just the zombie or just the ape character. You've really thought carefully about each individual element. Some great work here. I like the fact that you're looking at things like Jurassic World. It's good that you're outlining how you set things up. Again, it's a good reminder to yourself, and it's also evidence to me that you have done this. So you clearly have done that front one. So it just wasn't evidenced maybe as strongly as it might have been. Morph targets. Again, it's good. I'm glad you're showing reference to realistic human and animal anatomy, because he's supposed to be an ape man. I'm pleased you've done that, which is why I guess this is in there. Yeah, I thought this was a great project actually. I think you've done some excellent stuff in there. I think just a bit more tidying up for the zombie character would have been good overall. The other elements, again, probably just a little bit more evidence of what you did specifically for the neck of the dinosaur. And I think for the most part, your ape rigging, I think it's very, very good. So well done, Jess. Good work.